gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah.
The Redmi K90 Ultra continues the series' clean, business-inspired packaging style. Right on the box, you'll find details about Xiaomi HyperOS along with the Bose-tuned audio system. One thing to keep in mind is that what we're checking out today is an engineering prototype before the official launch. Once the retail version becomes available, we'll get our hands on it and do a much more detailed review.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
Inside the box, you get a factory-included 100-watt fast charger, Xiaomi's proprietary USB-A charger with a protected connector, and a 6A charging cable that's long enough for comfortable everyday use. Moving over to the phone itself, it features a classic flat display with large viewing angles. The earpiece is pre-installed at the top alongside a small centered punch-hole camera. The stereo speakers are positioned symmetrically within the frame, using separate openings that help deliver improved sound quality. Taking a closer look at the frame, the Bose branding stands out nicely, while the antenna lines along the top are arranged in a perfectly symmetrical layout. The frame comes in a sky blue frosted metal finish with gentle curves on both the front and rear edges, giving the phone a sturdy, premium feel. Running your fingers across it feels smooth and comfortable. On the right side, the symmetrical antenna design continues, joined by the volume rocker and a power button that features a subtle chamfered edge for a better tactile feel. At the bottom, you'll find the USB Type-C port, while the microphone uses a uniquely shaped opening to help prevent accidental SIM tool insertion. Overall, the phone maintains an average and comfortable thickness. Now let's flip it over and check out the rear design. The dual camera module sits slightly higher on the back, so whether you're holding the phone in your left or right hand, your fingers won't get in the way of the lenses. The frosted back panel closely matches the texture of the metal frame, creating a consistent look and feel. The small Redmi logo and the camera island naturally become the visual highlights of the entire design. The dual cameras, dual-tone LED flash, and matching lens housing all blend together beautifully, giving the phone a very unified appearance. The vertical design element also brings back memories of classic Xiaomi smartphones. Without that detail, the overall look would feel completely different. The cooling fan opening on the right side has its own distinctive style. Its logo design feels closely related to Xiaomi HyperOS and Xiaoai, Xiaomi's AI assistant. Even though the air vent is very small, the fine detailing gives it a premium and refined appearance. Just below it, there's another marking that identifies the built-in cooling fan area. Continuing downward, Redmi uses a short airflow channel that focuses cooling directly on the phone's hottest internal components. The shorter air path improves efficiency, the surrounding structure feels stronger, and the secondary microphone is cleverly hidden within the design. Personally, I think this rear panel deserves a perfect score. Now let's compare it with the previous Redmi K90 Max. At first glance, both phones are nearly identical in size. The biggest visual difference comes from the redesigned cooling airflow system. Hardware is another major distinction, with one model powered by a Dimensity chipset while the other uses Snapdragon, but the overall design language remains very consistent. As for color choices, I definitely prefer this sky blue version. The silver gray model has a tougher, more industrial appearance, and even its airflow design gives off a more rugged personality. Looking across all three models in this generation, you can clearly see that they share the same design philosophy while each has its own unique identity. Two of them focus heavily on performance and cooling with a bold metallic style, while the third introduces a denim-inspired texture that complements its imaging and audio features, making it stand out from the rest. From left to right, 1, 2, or 3, which design would you choose? Next, let's install the original protective case and see how it changes the overall appearance. Because of the added cooling airflow section, the phone looks noticeably different compared to using it without a case. You can also see how the case extends beyond the edge and features a beveled cutout that allows the airflow system to function properly. Finally, let's power on the display and head straight to the wallpaper. Looking at the front, the screen-to-body ratio immediately stands out. The rounded corners are evenly matched, creating a balanced and pleasing visual effect. The bezels on all four sides are nearly uniform, although the top and bottom edges appear just slightly thicker than the sides. Now let's take a quick tour of the phone's touch and software features. Starting with the display settings, you get Mate Color Sunlight Mode, Green Mountain Eye Protection, Scheduled Eye Protection, and Eye Care Reminders, giving you three main options for a more comfortable viewing experience. The screen offers two refresh rate choices, 60 Hz and a super smooth 165 Hz. There's also an independent dark mode for selected applications and system processes, allowing for a more personalized interface. When it comes to video playback, the phone includes a dual enhancement feature that boosts both dynamic resolution and frame rate for a better viewing experience. For audio, let's hear what the Bose tuning brings to the table. The stereo separation is impressive, and thanks to the specially designed speaker cutouts in the frame, the sound feels fuller, clearer, and much more immersive. Next, let's set up the fingerprint scanner. Xiaomi recommends using the official screen protector for the best experience. During registration, instead of repeatedly lifting and placing your finger, simply keep your finger on the sensor, gently rotate it in place, and continue pressing. Slowly move it around the sensor until registration is complete. There's no need to lift your finger throughout the process. The fingerprint sensor itself is positioned slightly higher on the display rather than lower, making it feel more natural and comfortable when unlocking the phone. If you keep your finger pressed after unlocking, you can also access additional shortcut menus directly from the sensor. Moving on to Face Unlock, this phone uses 2D facial recognition. Let's register a face first. It even allows multiple face registrations. Now let's add another scan while covering the mouth. At first, the phone can't detect a face. After removing the hand, the second face is successfully registered. Once that's done, unlocking still works normally even when the mouth is covered. It also continues to unlock while wearing a gas mask. Now let's try a more challenging situation. This time, the phone struggles to recognize the face. It looks like blocking the eyes or eyebrows has a noticeable impact on facial recognition. One of the phone's standout hardware features is its built-in cooling fan. Tapping here opens the fan controls, where it can automatically adjust its speed depending on the current temperature and usage scenario. You also have the option to manually switch between low-speed and high-speed modes. You can choose exactly when the cooling fan activates, whether during gaming, charging, or navigation. If the fan hasn't been used for 30 days, it will automatically spin during suction mode to remove accumulated dust, so you don't have to clean it manually because the system takes care of that for you. Besides automatic operation, you can pull down the quick settings panel and turn the fan on instantly with a single tap. Pressing and holding the fan shortcut opens additional fan controls along with several independent system options. HyperOS continues to offer a polished software experience. For example, you can long press to wake up Xiaomi's AI assistant, assign a custom action to a double press, or even set a double-click shortcut to activate the flashlight. Having these quick actions available makes everyday use much more convenient. The Surge OS also introduces several new dynamic themes. The animations during charging, unlocking, and entering the system all look smooth and visually appealing, adding a premium feel to the overall experience. For now, we've taken a first look at the engineering sample and explored its overall design and features. Once the official retail version is released, we'll get our hands on it and bring you a much more detailed review. The base variant of the Xiaomi Redmi K90 Ultra starts at 2,799 yuan in China, which is roughly £311 in the UK and around $412 in the USA. That's everything for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!